good YouTube? It's Cuddle of Death today. Hurry, happy day, woo! And I'm bringing you guys a Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle, woo! This is a mixed tier battle, but as you guys can see, I have, technically it's a mono flying type team, but the special thing about this team is actually it's a team because today apparently is National Bird Day. I just learned this recently, so I was like, let's celebrate this random holiday by getting bird Pokemon and battling. In this particular battle, I'm taking on my friend MegaShinka. I'll have all of his links in the description. It's a very, very fun battle. Once again, mixed tier. So you're just going to see Pokemon from all different tiers, and it's literally just meant to be a super fun battle. And just because I love making these custom teams in regards to like holidays, I've been taking like more serious holidays and making teams out of them, like the Halloween team, the Christmas team, and the Thanksgiving team, so on and so forth. And as always, I usually don't specifically talk about the battle. I just hope that you guys enjoy it. It's just very funny. It's very funny to have this bird team going on. I will talk about birds in my life. First of all, have you guys ever owned a bird at all? Even if it wasn't like a parrot or something, maybe you caught a bird whenever you were a kid. Any kind of like cool bird story, because I'm about to tell you guys a few bird stories while we're here, I guess in celebration of National Bird Day. And remember guys, if you enjoy these random teams, make sure to smash the hell out of that like button. I definitely enjoy putting them together, especially whenever I have to put weird sets on them. Like the Articuno I have has like reflect and is like a special wall, so it's like a very weird one. You'll see it later. Anyways, birds in my life. Whenever I was a young child, we had a few birds. I don't remember the exact like species of them just because I was just a little kid, but we did have a parrot. His name was Tom Tom. And he managed to learn some colorful words, as I think it's very funny whenever birds tend to pick up words from like their previous owners or from you and they start talking. It's just hilarious. Not all birds do that, but ours did, and he said some really fucking mean shit. Like, he would use the word like queer and stuff like that, and we didn't teach him that, but he would use like those funny words and whatnot, and he used to like try to take my dad's like little buttons off his shirt and everything. He was quite the character. I also had a smaller bird which used to bite me all the time, and I got really mad at it, and I fixed that problem. I was just a kid, I didn't know any better, and I guess I had plucked one of its feathers out, which like I said, I didn't know any better, so I would never do something like that because that's freaking cruel as hell. And it never bit me again. Like, that bird learned its lesson. But on a more like lighter note, as I got a little bit older, I was in like high school. Our family is actually the type of family that likes to take care of wounded animals. We have taken care of many different wounded animals like squirrels, possums, so on and so forth, but I'm going to focus on the birds that we have taken in. My favorite little story is a pelican. We had a full-grown pelican in our house once. Whenever my dad was driving back home one day, he noticed a pelican in our neighbor's field, and it looked like it was struggling. There was nothing around it, nothing was attacking it, and it was struggling. Something looked wrong with it. So we all got out of the truck, and we were investigating, and there was something wrong with this pelican. So we tried to put him in a sack so that he didn't snap at everyone, and we got him in the truck and took him home. Now, after this, upon further inspection, it seems that someone put a bullet in his wing, so he was unable to fly and he was injured. We called the game warden, and the game warden had told us just to kill it, that it was a common bird, just to kill it. And we were like, what the hell? That's like so mean. That is so mean, just to say, oh, it's a common bird. Pretty much say no one cares about it, just kill it. So we weren't gonna stand for this. We called the zoo, knowing that they had like a little pelican exhibit and whatnot, where if they would take him in, at least he'd have other pelicans to live around, and they said, hey, we'll take your pelican. So we had to keep him for a few days. Now this was very interesting because he is a wild animal and he was full grown, and you don't realize how scary pelicans are until you have one right there. They have a hook at the end of their bill, and they go, like, they snap, like they can just freak out. But we were trying to calm this little dude down. We actually had a pond, and we had like fish that we could try to feed him and whatnot, and it was absolutely hilarious because whenever we were going to feed him some fish, we would put him in the bathtub and, you know, try to feed him fish, and eventually he started eating. The funniest memory I have with that pelican is whenever we were sitting on the couch. He was in the corner of the room right next to the couch. We had the TV on, and he lifted his head up gigantic bill, and I thought he was gonna bite someone at that point in time, but he was watching the TV. Eventually, we had to give him up, and we, you know, transported him to the zoo. And the lady there that picked him up said, "Are you sure that this is a wild pelican? Because it's the most tame pelican that we've ever had, and we only had him for a few days, and I'm just really happy to know that he went somewhere where he was going to be able to continue to live and like be amongst other pelicans." Among, I don't know what I'm looking for there. We also had a hawk that had like a damaged leg that we took in or something. He had something wrong with him, and it was a full-grown hawk as well. That one was not as nice as the pelican was, but we were able to help him rehabilitate a little bit and then let him go. And then another thing that I wish I would have been here for was this owl that my dad managed to pick up. I think it was on the way home from work or something. There was something wrong with it, and it's kind of sad. I've always wanted to see an owl up close. It's just, I don't know, I really like animals very much, and an owl is just one of those things I wanted to see and just like boop it on the head or something like that. Well, I don't know what was wrong with it. I think it got covered in oil or something really sad, and my dad was trying to like clean it off and take good care of it and whatnot, and I guess that one didn't make it, which is really sad. But you know, we pretty much are the type of people that try. We tried to help out little animals and whatnot, and that's pretty much the main like bird stories that I have. Outside of whenever I was a kid, I used to catch stuff all the time because we didn't have internet. Now keep in mind, I was born in like 1990. I'm freaking 24 years old. Hell yeah, I'm getting, you know, towards grandma age up here. And yeah, whenever I was a kid, I lived on a farm and I was going outside. I, you know, had a hat or whatever, and I was trying to catch little birds. I didn't realize at the time, and make sure not to do this, if you mess with wild birds, they have this oil on them. Especially if you mess with the younger ones, not the little baby ones, but the ones that can sort of fly, but still have their parents around. If you touch them, a lot of times their parents will reject them. And I don't know, animals are very weird. Birds aren't the only types of animals that actually do this, but it's very interesting that they will reject their young because you touch them. So, like I said, whenever I was a kid, I went out in, I think, our garden, and I caught a little sparrow, and my dad was like, I mean, he knew that he couldn't be like, hey, this thing's gonna die, or whatever, but I had it in a box, and I played with it for a bit, and it was really cute, but I can't remember what happened to it, but I'm sure it didn't make it that much longer. And then that's whenever I learned about, hey, you should never ever touch like little baby birds and whatnot because of the oil on them and the fact that they're gonna end up rejecting their poor little the parents are gonna reject them. So I will never ever do that again, especially, well, I guess technically I know better than that now anyways, just because I'm older, but being a kid, being curious can get a lot of animals killed, like little baby animals that you don't know any better, or you go around and, I don't know, you just don't know any better at all. Just like the kids, I don't know, kids are freaking ruthless. They don't know any better. They'll just do whatever they can, and they cause a lot of trouble. Make sure to share any stories you have related, like if you have a pet bird, or if you've ever dealt with like maybe injured animals, or just any type of bird story. Make sure to share it in the comment section below, as I will be reading and replying to some of them. I hope that you guys enjoyed this random battle. I will be doing more stuff like this. Obviously, I can't wait to do like a Valentine's Day battle. I gotta see if there's any more like funny or like holidays that I can actually make teams out of coming up, because you already know I love to do those. Those are my all-time favorite thing. Even though like I am a really like I guess I'm a decent competitive battler, I just like to do these more fun, like relaxed, chill battles more than anything, just because I feel it's more creative, and I don't know, I really enjoy it. So I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.